Imagine finding something that breaks every rule of physics you know. Scientists just discovered a planet that shouldn't exist. A massive gas giant orbiting a star so small, it's like finding an elephant balanced on a toothpick. This discovery is rewriting our understanding of how planets form. And trust me, you'll want to hear this story. Meet TOI 5205b. A planet so bizarre that when astronomers first saw the data, they thought their instruments were broken. This gas giant is nearly as large as Jupiter, but here's the kicker. It's orbiting a star that's barely bigger than the planet itself. How is this even possible? Picture this. If the star were a basketball, the planet would be a volleyball orbiting right next to it. In our solar system, the Sun is 10 times wider than Jupiter. But this star? It's only 1.2 times bigger than its planet. It's like nature decided to play a cosmic prank on our theories. The star, called TOI-5205, is what we call an M-dwarf, the smallest, coolest type of star in the universe. These tiny stars make up 75% of all stars in our galaxy, but we never expected them to host such massive planets. It's like finding a mouse that gave birth to an elephant. Here's where it gets wild. This planet completes an entire orbit in just 1.6 days. That means if you lived there, you'd celebrate your birthday every 38 hours. The planet zooms around its star at breakneck speed, defying what we thought was possible for such a massive world. When this planet passes in front of its star, it blocks out a whopping 7% of the star's light. That's the largest transit signal ever detected. For comparison, when Earth passes in front of the Sun, we only block 0.01% of its light. This planet is basically photobombing its star. But wait, how did astronomers even find this cosmic oddball? They used NASA's TESS telescope, the Transiting Exoplanet Survey satellite. TESS watches thousands of stars looking for tiny dips in brightness that happen when planets cross in front of them. It's like catching shadows in space. The Discovery team, led by Shubham Kanodia from Carnegie Institution, couldn't believe their eyes. The data showed something that their model said was impossible. A planet so large around a star so small that it challenged decades of planetary formation theories. Let me put this in perspective. TOI 5205 has only 20% of our Sun's mass. It's so small and cool that if you replaced our Sun with it, Earth would freeze solid instantly. Yet somehow, this tiny star managed to form a planet half the mass of Jupiter. How? Traditional planet formation theory says planets form from leftover dust and gas after a star is born. But TOI 5205's birth disk would have needed to contain almost all of its material to make this giant planet. It's like using an entire cake mix to make just the cherry on top. This discovery is forcing astronomers to completely rethink how planets form. Maybe gas giants can form much faster than we thought, or perhaps they form through a completely different process around small stars. Every answer leads to 10 new questions. Here's a mind-bending fact. The planet is so close to its star that it's tidally locked, meaning one side always faces the star, while the other is in eternal darkness. Imagine living on a world where it's always noon on one side and always midnight on the other. The day side of TOI 5205b reaches temperatures of over 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to melt steel. Meanwhile, the night side might be hundreds of degrees below zero. It's the most extreme case of hot and cold on any known planet. But here's what really scrambles scientists' brains. This planet is in what we call the Neptunian Desert. That's a region where we rarely find planets of this size and temperature. It's like finding a cactus growing at the North Pole. The planet's atmosphere is probably being blasted away by its star's radiation. Scientists estimate it's losing millions of tons of gas every second. It's like watching a cosmic hairdryer evaporate an entire ocean. Yet somehow, This planet has survived for millions of years. Now, you might wonder, could there be life on such a strange world? Well, with those extreme temperatures and radiation levels, it's highly unlikely. But studying these impossible planets helps us understand where life could exist elsewhere in the universe. The discovery gets even weirder when you realize that TOI 5205b shouldn't have had enough time to form. The star is only about 700 million years old, relatively young in cosmic terms. How did such a massive planet form so quickly around such a tiny star? Some scientists think the planet might have formed further out and migrated inward. Imagine a cosmic game of musical chairs where planets shuffle around until they find their spots. But even this theory has problems. The migration should have destroyed the planet. The gravity between the star and planet creates incredible tidal forces. These forces stretch and squeeze the planet like cosmic silly putty. In fact, the tidal heating might be keeping the planet's interior molten, creating a world of endless volcanic activity. Speaking of volcanoes, if this planet has any moons, they'd be the most volcanic objects in the universe. The extreme tidal forces would literally turn them inside out. It would make Jupiter's moon Io look like a peaceful meadow in comparison. Here's a fun fact that'll blow your mind. When the planet transits its star, it creates an eclipse that would be visible from 600 light-years away. If alien astronomers exist anywhere nearby, they've definitely noticed this weird system. Comment below what you think they'd say. The planet's density tells us it's mostly made of hydrogen and helium, just like Jupiter. But being so close to its star, the outer layers are probably puffed up like a cosmic balloon. It's less dense than Saturn, despite being nearly as massive as Jupiter. This discovery is part of a growing list of impossible planets we've found. There's LHS 3844b, a planet that rains molten rock. There's WASP 76b, where it literally rains iron. The universe keeps showing us that our imagination isn't wild enough. But TOI 5205b takes the crown for the most impossible of them all. The mass ratio between it and its star is more extreme than any other known system. It's rewriting textbooks and making astronomers question everything they thought they knew. Imagine if Earth orbited a star the size of Jupiter. That's basically what's happening here. The star is so small that from the planet's surface, it would look enormous in the sky, covering 20 times more area than our sun does from Earth. The Discovery team used some of the most powerful telescopes on Earth to confirm this finding. They needed the Subaru telescope in Hawaii, the Hobby Eberly telescope in Texas, and even the future James Webb Space Telescope will study it. Here's where it gets really interesting. This planet might not be alone. The data hints at possible companion planets in the system. Imagine multiple giant worlds circling this tiny star like cosmic bullies around a small kid. We might discover even more impossible planets here. The star itself is fascinating too. M-dwarfs like TOI 5205 can live for trillions of years, hundreds of times longer than our sun. This impossible planet might outlive our entire solar system, continuing its bizarre dance long after Earth is gone. Scientists calculated that making this planet required gathering material from a region 10 times larger than typical planet-forming disks. It's like nature used a cosmic vacuum cleaner to suck up every bit of dust and gas for hundreds of millions of miles. The planet's year is so short that if you watched from Earth with a powerful enough telescope, you could see it complete multiple orbits in a single night. It's like watching a cosmic NASCAR race where the planet never takes a pit stop. This discovery is already inspiring new missions to find more impossible planets. The European Space Agency's PLATO mission and NASA's Roman Space Telescope will search for even weirder worlds. Who knows what impossible things we'll find next? One theory suggests the planet formed through disk instability, where the gas disk around the young star collapsed directly into a planet, skipping the slow accumulation process entirely. It's like instant planet formation. Just add gravity. The extreme conditions on TOI 5205b create weather patterns we can barely imagine. Computer models suggest winds reaching 5,000 miles per hour. That's 7 times the speed of sound. These hypersonic winds could strip paint off a spaceship in seconds. Here's something that'll make your head spin. The planet is so close to its star that it experiences gravity darkening. The star actually appears dimmer at its equator because it's being stretched by the planet's gravity. The planet is literally deforming its own sun. If you could somehow stand on this planet's cloud tops, the star would take up 20 degrees of the sky. That's 40 times wider than our sun appears from Earth. Sunrise would be like watching a giant red balloon slowly inflate across the horizon. The discovery of TOI 5205b has scientists scrambling to update their computer models. Every simulation they run trying to form this planet fails. It's like trying to solve a puzzle where the pieces keep changing shape. Sometimes nature just refuses to follow our rules. What's even more mind-boggling is that this might be common. If tiny stars can form giant planets, there could be millions of these impossible worlds in our galaxy alone. We've been looking at the universe with blinders on this whole time. The planet's core is probably under pressure, millions of times greater than Earth's center. Scientists think it might contain exotic forms of matter we've never seen before. Metallic hydrogen, superionic water ice, or even stranger things. Here's a fact that shows just how extreme this system is. The planet contains about 100 times more mass than the entire asteroid belt, Kuiper belt, and Oort cloud of our solar system combined. And it formed around a star with barely any material to spare. The radiation environment around TOI 5205b is so intense that any spacecraft we sent there would need shielding thicker than a bank vault. Even our toughest electronics would fry in minutes. It's basically a cosmic microwave oven set to destroy everything. But here's the coolest part. Studying this impossible planet is teaching us about possible worlds around the trillions of red dwarf stars in the universe. If even a fraction of them have planets like this, it completely changes our understanding of planetary systems. Some scientists wonder if TOI 5205b might be the captured core of a brown dwarf, a failed star that lost most of its mass. Imagine a would-be star getting demoted to just a planet. It's like the universe's most dramatic career change. The planet's magnetic field, if it has one, would be incredibly compressed and distorted by the stellar wind. It might create the most spectacular auroras in the universe, curtains of light visible even during the blazing daylight of the day side. Computer simulations show that TOI 5205b's formation would have required perfect conditions. Any slight change, and the planet wouldn't exist. It's like winning a cosmic lottery where the odds are 1 in a trillion. Yet here it is, defying all probability. The tidal forces are so strong that if the planet has a solid core, it's probably shaped like a football rather than a sphere. The same forces that create tides on Earth are literally reshaping this entire world. Talk about an extreme makeover. This discovery has implications beyond just planets. If small stars can form massive planets, it might mean the building blocks of planets, and potentially life, are more common than we thought. The universe might be far more planet-rich than our wildest dreams. Here's a question that keeps astronomers up at night. Is TOI 5205b shrinking? The intense radiation might be slowly evaporating it. In a billion years, it might be half its current size. We could be watching a planet in the process of disappearing. The discovery method itself is remarkable. The planet blocks so much light that amateur astronomers with good equipment could actually detect it. This impossible world is so obvious once you know where to look. It's amazing we didn't find it sooner. TOI-5-205b joins an elite club of planets that shouldn't exist according to our theories. Each one we find is like a piece of a cosmic puzzle we didn't know we were solving. What picture will emerge when we find them all? If aliens lived in this system, they'd need sunglasses made of welding masks and air conditioning that could cool down lava. Their weather forecast would be molten with a chance of radiation storms, followed by more molten. Not exactly a vacation paradise. The James Webb Space Telescope is scheduled to study TOI-5205b's atmosphere in detail. It might detect molecules we've never seen in an exoplanet before. This impossible planet could teach us chemistry that doesn't exist anywhere in our solar system. One wild theory suggests the planet formed when two smaller gas giants collided and merged. It's like a cosmic car crash that created something bigger than both original planets. But even this dramatic scenario has problems explaining what we see. The sheer improbability of TOI-5205b has some scientists wondering if we're missing something fundamental about how the universe works. Maybe our physics textbooks need a new chapter titled "When Nature Breaks Its Own Rules." Here's the kicker. Statistically, we should have found this planet much later. Finding it so early in our exoplanet search suggests these impossible worlds might be everywhere. We're not looking at an exception. We might be looking at a new rule. The planet is so close to its star that relativistic effects come into play. Time actually runs slightly slower on the planet than it would further away. It's experiencing real-life time dilation. Science fiction becomes science fact. This discovery proves that the universe is far stranger than we imagined. Every time we think we understand how things work, Cosmos throws us a curveball like TOI-5205b. It's like the universe is saying, "You think you know me? Think again." Scientists are now hunting for even more extreme examples. What if there's a Jupiter-sized planet orbiting a star the size of Earth? What if there are planets bigger than their stars? The search for the impossible has only just begun. TOI-5205b reminds us that we're still in the early days of understanding the universe. It's like we've only read the first page of an infinite book. Every impossible planet we find adds another paragraph to our cosmic story. The implications go beyond astronomy. If nature can create something this unlikely, what other impossible things might be out there? Dark matter planets? Worlds made of diamond? Planets where it rains glass sideways? The universe's imagination has no limits. So next time someone tells you something is impossible, remember TOI-5205b, the planet that shouldn't exist but does anyway. It's living proof that the universe doesn't care about our rules. Nature is the ultimate rebel. Want to learn more about impossible space discoveries? Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Comment below with what impossible thing you'd like to exist in space. Maybe astronomers will find it next. The universe is full of surprises waiting to be discovered. And remember, every time we find something impossible, it becomes possible. TOI-5205b isn't just a weird planet. It's a reminder that the universe is far more creative than our limited human imagination. Who knows what impossibility we'll discover tomorrow?